Today we're talking with Dennis from CeramicSpeed, and we're going to talk about what his journey was, how did he became a part of CeramicSpeed team, a little bit about their products, what's the differences between ceramic bearings and other bearings, also that not all ceramic bearings are the same. If you guys have any questions, just write them down in the live comment section and we'll try to answer those as well. So now let's just go live and yeah, enjoy the episode. Ciao. Okay, perfect. Now we're live. So hey guys, welcome to the stream. Today's guest, as you heard in the intro, is Dennis from CeramicSpeed. Dennis, welcome. How's everything going? Perfect. Can you let me know how does your middle name and last name pronounce? Løh. Okay. Sorry, Dennis. I see in the chat that they cannot hear you. Okay, then I'll try to. Can you just say something and we can see if. Yeah. David, and I'll just DM a friend. Okay, they still cannot hear you. Oh, let me check now. Okay, because I can hear you perfect. Yeah, that's not good. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Do you hear him now? Okay. Yeah, do you hear me now? Okay, perfect. Let me just check if they can hear you. And we tested this prior and everything was working. Yeah. La 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 la. Okay. That's weird. So I have it. Here everything's working. I even have it working here on my stream setup. Okay. Yeah, on your end everything is good. I just need to find out why this audio isn't on isn't transmitting to YouTube. So that's default. Okay. Can you say something now? Okay. Yeah, I can still hear you, so let's just check if the stream hears you, because not yet. Okay, so let me check. So, audio properties. Okay, hopefully now they can hear. Okay, can you hear us now? Okay. Do you still hear the echo now? Still. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so this everything's working. So audio. This is also okay. It's weird because the settings, everything's the same as. Yeah. No. Do you hear me now? Okay. Do you hear me now? Okay. Okay, do you still hear me?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Now let's just find out why nobody hears you in the video.
I don't know.
Yeah, I need to. Okay. Okay, now they can hear you. Is that correct, guys? Dennis, can you just say something?
I can say 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. I don't know if you can hear me, see me.
I'm just waiting for a confirmation. Okay, perfect. Okay. They can hear you and see you. Perfect. Thanks, guys. Okay, so let's start the podcast. If you guys have any questions, I don't know if you were live with in the intro as well. If you have any questions for Dennis, we will answer those at the end. We already have some planned. So yeah, if you have any questions, just write them down in the chat, and I'll look at the chat at the end of the questions that we have prepared. So yeah. Okay, Dennis. Nice meeting you, first of all.
Nice meeting you too. Thank you. Thank you for the invitation to your podcast.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're probably one of the biggest companies in cycling, especially the biggest one in what you guys do. So it's an honor to have you guys here. So first, I have a couple of quick questions. So let's say I asked Dennis first, how do you pronounce his last name and middle name? And let me try it first. Dennis Jehs Løh.
You are almost there. It would be Jehs Løh.
Okay.
Would actually be the right pronunciation. And actually, it's Danish and German combination of surnames. So the Jehs I got from my wife's side as a middle name, and then my surname Løh is actually from my father's side, which is actually German. And to make it completely confused, is the German would write the O with 2 dots, and the Danish would write it with an O with a stripe through.
Okay.
So it depends on how, when you do your signature, if you do it with a stripe or you do it with 2 dots.
Okay. So first, I have a couple of quick questions, so we know a little bit about you and what kind of bikes do you like, and everything related to cycling. So first of all, carbon fiber or steel frame?
Oh, actually, that's a good one. When I race, I do a few races now and then. I would do it on carbon, the new style, but I still have an old aluminum frame that I just got repainted. So I'm a little bit old school still, in a fresh way, but for racing, carbon.
Okay. Standard or electronic shifting?
Electronic.
Rim brakes or disc brakes?
Oh, we're back to the first question. I think these two go very close together. On my race bikes, disc brakes for now, and if you go a little bit retro, if you want to go on a coffee ride and stuff, I can easily go on the rim brakes.
Then we have road bike or gravel bike?
I slightly have more tendency for the road.
Okay. Traditional round chain rings or oval chain rings?
I'm back on round.
Okay. So you tried the oval chain rings?
Yeah, for a few years I tried riding this oval. I think in the beginning I had a feeling of there was a difference, but actually I think after some time I went back to the round ones, and I still think I have a good round push when I do cycling now. So I'm back on round ones, yes.
Perfect. Power meter or heart monitor?
I actually go power meter, and then I go some new stuff called Grasper, which is your oxygen, so muscle oxygen measurements as well. So
Okay.
power meter and muscle oxygen.
And how do you measure the oxygen?
With the muscle oxygen, there is kind of a sleeve that you put around your leg,
Okay.
of one of your legs on your, and then there is a little equipment that just measures through your skin. So no
Okay.
needles, nothing, no blood, nothing. You just put it on your skin. It measures into your blood, and you will have the live data on your watch or on your Garmin computer.
From what company is that? I haven't heard about that.
It's a Danish brand called Grasper.
Grasper.
Graspor. Grasper.
Okay. I'll
Yeah.
check that out. Perfect.
I think you should.
Tubeless or clincher tires?
Tubeless.
Traditional handlebars or aerodynamic handlebars?
Aerodynamic.
Energy gels or energy bars?
Gels.
Cola or beer after the ride?
Cola.
Are you a coffee or a tea drinker?
Both. Heavily.
And what kind of bike do you ride currently?
I since the job I have makes me come around, see a lot of different bike shops, see a lot of different brands, and I have a tendency to fall in love with a lot of different bikes with a lot of different brands. So I'm not sticking completely to one brand. I have different brands that I have for different bikes. So a road bike at the moment is a Canyon. I would have a gravel bike, which is a Gruyere, a fully mountain bike, which is a Trek. So and as you can see, there's no special thing. It is what my heart brings me along and says, I like that one, so I will ride that one.
So what's your history with cycling? How did you come up? When did you start, and how did you start to be a part of CeramicSpeed company, and how long?
So cycling was for me. I came kind of back in the 90s. I stopped as a swimmer. I did a lot of swimming, and had to go to work through my education. And I was, instead of taking the bus, I was riding the bike for 25 k's each way every day. So it becomes more like a good training to keeping fit. Then I started in the local cycle club did some few licensed riding races. Then I stopped because it wasn't that fun anymore. I tried different kind of sports. I moved to this area of Denmark where I'm living now for the last 23 years. Here I started riding the bike again. First of all, forth and back to job. That's also where I met Jacob Sismadia, the owner and founder of CeramicSpeed. We became two good buddies riding the bike together. And 13 years ago, he asked me, no, sorry, 10 years ago, he asked me if I wanted to be part of CeramicSpeed. And I said, I'll make the jump and I'll get from my old job, becoming a CeramicSpeed employee.
Okay.
And now I'm racing again.
And what's your position in CeramicSpeed? What do you do?
My if title doesn't mean something, but while you ask this way to have it in position that people would understand what my job is I would be a product specialist.
Okay.
And my job would be doing training of shops, of distributors, but as well being a supportive asset to our sponsor teams, to our sponsored athletes that we work together with. So I have the honor of going to training camps, traveling Europe mostly, but around the world to visit shops, distributors, or teams.
So you get feedback from all of the shops. You present that feedback to the team, to everybody that works in. I think that you probably have daily connections to the R&D department. Or when you come back from the visits, stuff like that.
Yes, let's say in the early part of the year, so this December last year, January this year, I went on a training camp, visit some of the teams that we're going to sponsor or that we're sponsoring here in 2023. So the feedback, first of all, the informations for the new products they are going to have, if they hadn't had it so far, if there's any new updates, if we can optimize the way of installation, the way of maintenance, the product while they are at races, the feedback they had or have when they have been riding the products, I'll bring them back to R&D, which are here located in the office right next to me in Denmark. And then they will have to work with those informations to, again, always be on the forefront with our products. So being that jump between them and as well from feedback from shops or from distribution when they see anything.
So you do a lot of testing as well of the new products and everything that pretty much goes around the product before you put them on the shelves.
We have a lot of testing. Of course, we would do a lot of R&D testing internally first. Means a lot of laboratory tests.
Yeah.
From laboratory tests, I think we are some of the rabbits here internally. We will be the ones to test it first on our own bikes while we ride it. When this has been approved, we then can move on to shuttle test riders that we have, or that could be team, that could be shops, that could be friends of the house, whatever, that can give good feedback for us. After that development has come in and we have looked at that, that's when we then see now the products have been released for the shelves, for the shops to sell for end customers.
So has it ever been that you guys put out the products, so you tested, everything went great, and when let's say a pro team got it and they said that, oh, this is not good for us, maybe it's good for like amateur riders, or it's always the testing is so good that the product at the end is good for every rider?
I would say it this way. We, of course, through the years, we have learned that a development phase or a testing phase needs to be extended or needs to have some certain levels before we can actually get it out. I would say we had some products that we think afterwards, when we now look back, if we had done that before, or if we would have done this as well, we might have reached a higher level sooner than what we are achieving now. I mean, we're always developing through time, so we don't stop when we bring a product to market. we keep on to seeing if we can make it even better with this or actually with the next product. I mean, that I believe that is the heart of a lot of companies to do it like this.
Okay. I'll just interrupt you for a second. I
Yeah,
need to
no
plug
problem.
in the computer because I forgot that, but I'll ask you the next question.
Yes.
What's the, let's say, an exciting project, maybe a new product in your tenure at Ceramic Speed that you guys developed through the years? So you have a
I
couple of
think
minutes.
I think yeah, one of the biggest development we made here at Ceramic Speed and was really a game changer was the oversized pulley wheel system, or OSPW in short. That really changed a lot, not only in R&D, but the way of thinking or the way of optimizing your drivetrain, but actually in general for the visual effect on the bikes as well. So I think when we launched the first oversized pulley wheel system to the systems we have on the market now with a variety of different models of different brands, I think that has been one of the most exciting things I've been together with doing here at Ceramic Speed. Sure.
Can you take me to the process of, let's say, Shimano, Campagnolo, SRAM, now FSA as well, puts out a new product? How fast do you get that product? So internally, do they send it to you even prior to the launch to the public so you guys can test it? Or it's like when they put it out, then you have to buy it and then...
Yeah, it's definitely the last thing, and none of them are reaching out. So it's waiting till we get to the shelves. As soon as we can get the hands on it on the shelves, we will buy one and we will take a look at it. I think this is not unnormal neither. I think in general, if you can't be the one that gets it before launch, you will wait and then you will get yourself one to see what it is.
Okay. Yeah, because like from our standpoint, so as normal consumers, we
Mm-hmm.
think that, oh, why don't they have the OSPV out as soon as everything is, let's say, from Shimano when they put out the new DA 9200,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and yeah, it took a couple of months, and even
Yeah.
then you have, I think, the first product, and then you had the second one that's now the same pretty much for Ultegra and the same for Dura-Ace.
That's true. Actually, when we you now mentioned the Shimano oversized pulley wheel system, so the 11 speed and the 12 speed, we had to wait till we saw the 12 speed what it really was the difference, because you are right, visually from far away pictures, whatever you see first online is it looks quite similar. It is also the same way that you mount the product, but there's still some slightly differences, and this is why we couldn't. When we tested the 11 speed product on a 12 speed system, we found a lot of differences, and those we've seen if we tried to do something that we could use one oversized system for that, but it wasn't possible. So then you have to restart your development to see what can you use and what needs to be new developed to make it work as a ceramic speed product. That's what we wanted.
Yeah.
And for that reason, there is a 12 speed oversized pulley wheel system now, and that will fit, as you said, the old Tegra and the Dura Race.
So let's go back just to the bearings.
Mhm.
I pasted the link how the company was born, so everybody can check that link and yeah, read about it. So we won't
Yeah.
go too much into history, but
No.
tell me, what's the difference between ceramic bearings? Are they all the same? What are the differences?
I mean, there are more producers out there on the market producing ceramic bowls. The way of you to producing those ceramic bowls is one of the key points for the differences. So the production time and the raw material. There would be silicium nitride that's used for ceramic balls. The baking time, or you could say the forming, the shaping of the ball, and the grinding, polishing afterwards. So the whole step in between, there's a difference, and that actually ends out in the different quality. Some of the quality is visible or feelable, so you can actually feel the difference between, let's say, a steel ball, a low quality ceramic ball, and a CeramicSpeed ball, just by the surface. If you take it under a microscope, you would be able to see the difference as well. And if it is built in a bearing, it will also show the difference in the lifetime, or over the lifetime. So you have products that lasts on the market, they would last shorter than steel bearings, and CeramicSpeed has just exceeded that one, and we are having the ones with the longest lifetime. And we, as a company, we give you, when you buy the CeramicSpeed coated, which is our kind of a premium version, so the raceways is secondly treated with a metal surface treatment, so there will be no corrosion, they are harder, lower friction. We give you, as a customer, a lifetime guarantee.
Okay. Now you've answered one of the questions from.
Sorry.
Yeah. No problem. So we got that answered. And why are ceramic speed bearings so fast? What's the biggest difference?
I mean, we use the highest quality of raceways out there. We then add, as I said, on our coated version, we then add a metal surface on top, which will give this extra protection. And then it's the quality of the ball. The ceramic ball that we use is a top quality, and that makes the difference of the lifetime of the bearing and the performance of the bearing.
Okay. So, okay, perfect. And like probably even 5 to 10 years ago, we saw there was a lot of heat in from, let's say, some amateur cyclists towards the CeramicSpeed, and now we see a lot of new companies coming out with the same kind of product, let's say just similar product. So we kind of figured out that is working. So what makes CeramicSpeed different to other companies out there?
As I just mentioned, the quality of the bearing itself is one of the things. I also believe the support we will give either end customers or shops or teams or whatever. So the support in general, and that we have those 4-year warranty for standard bearings, and then we have a lifetime warranty on our coated products. With, I think, so it's a mixture of this. It's not only the product itself, but also the things around it that makes CeramicSpeed being a different company than anyone on the other ones out there.
So in your opinion, what's the most important product from CeramicSpeed?
I would say the bottom bracket is a good heart of a bike. You can, from that point, then optimize it on your drivetrain by going the oversized system, or you can go your wheel bearing upgrades. I think it becomes maybe a little personal thing. If you take a look at it right now, the European market is more like a bottom bracket. It's okay, fine, I'll start with that one. If you go to the Asian market, it says, no way, I want the oversized. I want everyone as well to see what I just bought. And then they take the bottom bracket. So there's a little bit of a difference. And I just wanted to say more. And what makes the difference of CeramicSpeed and others is maybe the best thing is, or the biggest shoulder, or how do you say, I don't know actually the English word for that, if somebody goes and tells you you've done well, is when we see orders coming into the system from riders out there, either triathletes or road roadies, that buys the product to have them on their bike. Or we see non-sponsored teams having some of their budget used on CeramicSpeed products because they wanted to ride it. And the funny thing is, when you visit some of the teams, when you visit some of the riders, you become a personal touch with some of them. And even though they change the team from one year to another, the contact is still there, and they still reach out to you and ask, "Is it okay if I buy bottom brackets from you to put in my bike? Can you help me with that?" For me, this is to say, we like your products. We want to stay on your products. I think this is for us the best confirmation we can get.
And I can confirm the OSPV to the Asian market. I just visited Dubai and also Singapore, and yeah, there are a lot of bikes, especially on the club rides and on the marathons that I saw. Yeah, if you don't have a CeramicSpeed OSPV on, you look kind of funny, because everybody, especially in Dubai, I think every bike almost had that on. So yeah,
I think we thank you for that. First of all, thank you for this, and I think we're very well represented in Dubai and in the area of Dubai. We have good shops there, good representatives there to help us, of course. But I'm really happy to hear that you've seen it, that you noticed.
Yeah, you noticed CeramicSpeed OSPV quite fast, so it wasn't that hard. So the next thing is, on my bike I have I have everything, just the chain. I don't have the chain on because the chain is good for around one ride. It would make the difference and then would pretty much fall off, right? Or do you have it for...
No. I think there are two things here we need to clarify.
Okay.
So you've got everything except for the chain. So you've got the headset bearings too?
No, I don't have the set.
Okay, so you got two things you still need then.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the headsets in a second. But
unless on the BMC they have a CeramicSpeed bearings installed.
No.
OEM? No. Okay.
No. So the chain. Let's just talk about the chain for short. So the chain is it's a chain that we buy. So we buy the chain from Shimano, SRAM, or KMC for that matter. We then put it through a process here internally that will optimize the chain. So if you measure the chain like standard out of the package, let's say it has a 10 watt use. So that means you need to have about 10 watts to keep the chain rolling when you measure at 250 watts with 90 RPMs. If you take the same chain after you treat it through this, becomes this white chain, as you saw with the Teflon on top, you would have like approximately 5 watt savings. Let's keep it in round numbers, 5 watt savings. Those optimization would last for approximately 600 kilometers. That means you can go for a ride, you can go and stop and go and stop and go. Or you can do like triathletes, put it on for a race, take it off after the race, put it on for the next race. So they would usually use it for 3 of the Ironman distances, right? Then, if you then put it back in the measure machine, you would see it's not a 5 watt savings anymore. It's just like a 4.5.
Okay.
But the 10 watt savings at the top would come down to a 9. But these two would never ever meet. It will always be a faster chain, and you still have to. You can do a maintenance on that chain. That's mean you can wash the chain completely down, and then you can wax it with the UFO drip that we have. So, and that's the way you can extend it. That's the super optimization on the chain. So the chain itself will still last for at least 3,500 kilometers. If you measure it with the special equipment, if you have a chain that is waxed with a dry wax, by the way, so there's no dirt sticking to your chain, that means you will have less dirt on your pulleys, on your chainring and cassette, means less wear down on your complete drivetrain, makes your product in general living longer.
Yeah, I didn't mean the chain won't last, but the Teflon on the chain.
True. The Teflon, that is an extra layer that we put on the wax to give it even a more dry, smooth surface that nothing can stick to it.
Okay.
That is correct. It will get less over time you ride it, but if you use the UFO drip that we have in the bottle, you can put it on. It will dry completely in after at least 8 hours dry time. That means if you do it today, you can ride on it tomorrow in a perfectly condition. So
Yeah.
that's a super optimization on your chain.
So besides cycling industry, is ceramic speed presented in any other industry as well?
Yes, we are. Back in 2009, we opened CeramicSpeed Industry. And CeramicSpeed Industry is only taking care of industry customers. That could be for pumps, motors, and stuff like that. They are completely different from customers from what we do here in sport. That would be the organization I am in, CeramicSpeed Sport, will only take sports customers. Said that, we will take some of the knowledge they have in the industry of the way that they have to prepare the bearings for the environment they will be used in. We can pull that into the sport, but also some of the sports knowledge that we have, we will bring back into the industry, right? So now I'm just saying a number between, I don't know, might have 30 different bearings in sport that we use. That's the same 30 everyone is using, just in different ways. In the industry, you have like a list of, I don't know, a lot of 100 ways to do stuff. And that knowledge we will bring over. A good thing that I can tell you here is, so the SLT, solid loop technology, that we have been introducing into our headset bearings and into our pivot bearings, is some of the knowledge we took from the industry. Yeah, those two bearings will only be bearings that turn over a few degrees. They will never do a full rotation. So it doesn't matter if there's a little bit of friction happening. Actually, we want a little bit of friction because that will release the oil in the material to make it feel smooth. And when it stops, it hardens up. And this is a maintenance-free bearing with a lifetime guarantee.
Perfect.
But getting back to your question, so we have industry, and then we have the sport, and sport is mainly cycling.
Okay.
But in sport, we do as well have, we have an Olympic winner in sailing, in rowing.
Okay. Yeah.
Now, where do you need the bearings? You need them in the seat.
Yeah.
So the seat in the boat will go forth and back, and they were coated because they're close to the water, salt water, stuff like that. And they always had a problem with the corrosion. But they had them in. And I don't know if it was the seat that made them faster, but in the end of the day, they won the gold at the Olympic Games. So it's a funny little thing that we can say we had bearings in the best boat at the Olympics.
Perfect. And we forgot to mention earlier, so the ceramic speed or the bearings, the ceramic bearings are faster because of they need less grease inside. Is that correct?
No. The amount of grease is right. You can adjust that. So we have different grease types. We then recommend different fillings for the different grease types. But there's always grease in a bearing, or oil for that matter, to make it smooth. Because you have two surfaces touching each other, you need to have the lowest friction. And that will work best with oil or grease in between. So why it runs faster is a question of tolerance and a question of oil-grease that you put in the bearing.
Because also one thing, especially here, we hear a lot of cyclists that never tried ceramic speed. They say, "Ooh, ceramic bearings, that won't last me that long," but I didn't have any problems with mine, and I'm pretty heavy for cyclists. So the lifespan and everything is, if you services at least let's say once a year, it will last you a long time.
True. We have different service intervals for the different bearing types, meaning if it's a bottom bracket wheel bearing, and of course, is it a standard or is it a coated? What grease did you put in? What conditions are you riding in? Are you only a summer rider that only takes the bike out when the good weather, or is it also when it's whatever weather it is, you're riding all year long. I mean, all of those have any influence on your maintenance. But in general, you can say, not only for us, but in general, if you have a bearing, I would definitely recommend you to do a maintenance that will make your product last longer. And if you have a CeramicSpeed one, you have an even longer lifetime and you have a guarantee on top.
Yeah. That guarantee came what, around 3-4 years ago? Around that time, the from 5 years to lifetime, right?
Yeah, 4 and 6 years it was, and now then we changed the 6 years for lifetime. Correct.
Okay, perfect. So how does CeramicSpeed ensure the quality and reliability of its products? So what kind of testing is done and so forth, and how, maybe what's the time frame when you guys put out, or when the idea for a new product comes? How long does it last that we see it on the shelves?
So the first part of your question is where or how do we secure that we keep it stable and we keep the same quality? Every bearing that you see from CeramicSpeed has been hand built here in Denmark at headquarters. We do not have any production anywhere else in the world. It's all done here in Denmark. It's by hand, meaning that we will have each single product in our hands. That is a one way already a good way of testing your products, because we can do 100% test of each and every one of them. Of course, we do have some test equipment as well. These test equipments are unfortunately nothing you can take from the shelves. It's something that you need to develop to make sure that you have a stable product that always stays in the same tolerances or have the same high quality. So we make incoming inspection and we do outgoing inspections as well, of course. That all to secure that the customer has the best product. Then your second part of the question was, once again, can you please repeat that? The last part of it?
So, so the reliability of its products and now I forgot, because it was on the top of my head, so I forgot the.
Sorry for that. Sorry if I missed that as well.
No problem. So. I use the UFO drip quite a lot, and it's, in my opinion, it's probably one of the best lubes that you can get on the chain. And even though you have some other lubes first, I think first you need to just wash it or clean it really good, put this on, and it's probably one of the best in the market. Do you think that there are like any other products similar to chain lube? So the UFO drip that you guys have, that it's really important, or that not a lot of people know, because I think OSPV is like the main product. You said earlier the bottom bracket, and in my opinion, I think the UFO drip is the best product that's that I have, even though I have bottom bracket, the OSPV, but I think the chain loop, so the UFO drip is my favorite, just because the chain doesn't get dirty like almost never, and it's do you have that one of those kind of products that you think that should be in everyone's or on everyone's bike, and maybe it's not as known?
Absolutely. You mentioned now UFO. So the UFO family, by the way, UFO stands for Ultra Fast Optimization. So if people wondering why UFO, but that's actually the background for it. So the special thing about the UFO drip that we have, and the wax treatment we have, and I would say no one else has, is that our wax treatment will dry out completely. So when you add it onto the chain, you leave it the dry time, as I said, about 8 hours time at least, you will see it is completely dry. And you are right. There will be, unfortunately, no tattoos on your right leg anymore when you touch the chain. It also means there's no dirt sticking to your chain. You will have a clean chain. You will have a clean drivetrain. So I think there's a lot of things, positive things and everyone can ride it. You don't have to be part of the World Tour team to be using the UFO drip products. Um, I think definitely is also a product that is, let's say, affordable. It's in a lower range of the other products that we have. So definitely something for everyone that likes to go on a bike ride and likes to ride having a clean drivetrain and still interested in just optimizing. I think then the UFO drip is definitely the way to go.
Mhm. And are there any exciting projects on the pipeline for Ceramic Speed in the future? What can we expect? Okay.
In short, there will be an announcement of some new stuff. I can't say too much, but it will be in the area of our latest mentioned product series. So if you look into the UFO series, there will be some interesting stuff coming along. In short, right now, available already now, we have our one of our limited editions for on the oversize in the off-road, the fire red and the icy blue. So if you haven't seen it, check it out on the internet. I think they're quite nice colors. And here I as well can say that the color is a Cerakote painting, and the Cerakote painting will give you an extra protection. Because if you anodize aluminium and you have a wear through your cassette and your chain, you will over time be able to remove some of the color. But the Cera coating that you put on top of the aluminium is harder. So it actually will make your last longer. That the color will stay longer on your pulley wheels and keep that nice color that we have on the cage as well. So
And I really like the new color on the 3D Titan printed
oh
OSPD.
yeah,
So
oh yeah, the 3D oil slick.
yeah,
It's definitely something. If if you haven't seen it, I would say especially in the sun, if you have the right sunlight
yeah.
just coming onto and there's a special story. I don't know if you know that, Anse, but the 3D printed, why does it look like it does?
I
So
don't
if you
know.
take the Danish national flower, you will see the leaves of the flower. They have approximately the same angle as the
Ah, okay.
3D, the spokes. And the spokes,
Nice.
all of the spokes in the 3D printed are hollow to keep the weight down. So this will actually be built up in layers, 3D printed layers. And as I said, all the spokes are hollow. That is extremely nice to look at.
Yeah,
So
I have the normal one on my bike,
yeah,
but that one is with that color, the new color. I think it came out a couple of months ago. It's really special. And the
very
last
nice.
question from my side,
Yeah.
how did you guys spend the night when Vingegaard won the Tour de France last year?
I mean, the Danish heart, of course, was beating faster. It's an honor to have them so close. So they started in Copenhagen, but on stage three, they were very close to our headquarters, only a 1 hour drive. We have a close connection. I mean, Jonas Vingegaard, I know him when he was riding on his earlier teams, on Danish pro continental teams. So still being in contact with Jonas, being able to write him a message, and then seeing him 3 weeks after winning the biggest race that you can, the Tour de France, and then coming back and to be celebrated as a hero was fantastic. It was really, really amazing. We were really, really happy for Jonas to win. Um, so I can only say that it was a good Tour de France for us as well.
Yeah.
So we launched the Arrow, the with the Danish flag on. I don't know if you've seen that.
No.
There was an arrow cage on multiple
Ah,
teams.
yeah,
They
yeah,
had the
yeah, yeah, yeah.
huge Danish flag on it. We celebrated the tour was in Denmark. We celebrated we were a Danish producer and that they were close to ceramic speed. So
Yeah, sorry, I understood it as an arrow, as a bow arrow, not the
sorry,
arrow
no,
that. Yeah, it was the website. All of the news website were full of of that OSPV from last year's Tour de France. I just wanted to say that this year we're bringing the win back to Slovenia, just so you know.
Okay. Let's see. Unfortunately, he had a crash.
Yeah, but I have my hopes up that everything will be okay.
We do so too. I mean, if you didn't know it, we are sponsoring the UAE team, so we might be part of the win as well if he wins.
Hopefully we see a nice battle. I was just kidding, but
True.
everybody just wants to see the race probably be the best until the last day, and then just an easy ride, because last year's race was it was amazing to watch for all of the 3 weeks, and it was pretty crazy.
Absolutely.
Okay, so now we have some questions. What is the process of inventing, testing new products? I think we've discussed that.
Now maybe the question came back to me. You asked how long does it take to develop a new product from it. It's, and I mean, we are a small company. We are about 110 people now, and our owner, Jacob, might have some ideas, and we have some directors, and we have R&Ds, and a lot of people have some ideas. They come down, think about it, and then it seems to be a very good idea. Then we start, and then for some reason we might take it down because we want to focus on other things, so we can put them back in a drawer and then take them out again, and then suddenly now is the time for it to redevelop or continue the development. So there's normally quite a long time from the idea when it's spawned to we have a finished product out there. And I think we just want to make sure about all the angles of the product before we bring it out. So there's a lot of start, stop, and that makes it sometimes take longer than somebody wants to.
Especially the testing part. It cannot just be done like, I'll go for a 15-minute ride and come back and let you know how everything
No,
is.
as I said, we do have laboratory tests equipment. We will try to put it under different stress, if that might be dirt or if that might be water. We will try to really to put it into all thinkable hard conditions, and then see what's the result and where can we optimize it to make it even better, perform even better. So yes, it takes quite a long time for us.
Okay. The second question is, when would you recommend coated to normal to a final customer?
For customers who are off-road oriented, there is only one choice. We made the decision from CeramicSpeed side. So if you are off-road bottom bracket, off-road wheels, off-road oversize, it's always coated.
Okay.
If you are roadie or triathlete, you still have the possibility to choose whatever you want to go, the standard or the coated version.
Okay. How often do you lube your chain?
It depends. So in wintertime, I usually wash my bike more intense once a week, normally after the Sunday ride, because it's daylight. It's still cold, but it doesn't feel as cold as when you come home at 8:30 on a Tuesday night. It's raining, it's dark, and it's cold, and you're freezing. So normally I would wash the bike heavily on once a week, but I would do it short brush with just water on it, because especially when it's being salted, they salt a lot of if we have snow. Then I would dry my chain with a cloth, and I will put a thin layer of UFO drip on it. There will be, as I said, maybe some news for you guys coming up in short. So take a look on our website. Keep your eyes on the website to see for new products. For some of this we've been testing.
Perfect. And the last questions: how many pro teams are using CeramicSpeed bearings? So not just the sponsored ones, but do you have any of the teams that are using it even if they're not sponsored?
Yes, we do. We do have more teams buying the product. Of course, I can't tell you the names of the teams because it's
Yeah.
nothing we do. It's just that, yes, they buy the products, and I would say at least half of the peloton that you see will be using in more or less. That can be from one rider only, so the single rider that buys himself the products to put it on, or it can be a multiply products that they bought and put it on their bike.
Yeah, I know couple of the guys that are using it even if they're not sponsored, so I can confirm that as well. Dennis, it was a nice talk, just under an hour, so
Yeah,
perfect. If anybody have any questions for Dennis, I can write him an email and we will reply in the comments. Anyways, thank you for the time. Yeah, and say hi to the team and especially to Nadia. Hopefully she's coming to Slovenia soon. I don't know if she is, but yeah.
First of all, I would also like to say thank you very much for inviting me to this podcast. It's been fun. There was a lot of good questions. I do hope that I've been waking up some interest for CeramicSpeed products. Again, please, if you have any questions, send them along and I will try to answer them as fast as I can.
Can I just ask you one more thing?
Of course.
If you have anything to mention, anything that maybe we forgot to talk about, something important from, let's say, CeramicSpeed as a company or the products, you can say that now.
No, I think actually we've been quite all the way around the products. We mentioned some of the new stuff. There will be new stuff coming as well, in short, as I said. No, go write your products. Get yourself some CeramicSpeed if you haven't it yet, and welcome to the CeramicSpeed family. I would be happy to welcome you. I will be in Riva del Garda from Thursday this week and then over. So if somebody is going to Riva del Garda for some mountain bike events or just the event in general, drop by the booth and say hi and let's have a chat and a cup of coffee.
Perfect. That was a perfect ending. Enjoy, guys. Dennis, thanks again. And yeah, enjoy your riding in Garda Lake.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.